This is Scott Rogers. I live at 33 Henry Road, Constable, New York. This is a survey map that I was given in 2008 by Fleury Realty. It's from 1992. And it shows clearly that I own all the way to Route 30. It also shows that it was called Frank DeMars Road before it was called the Henry Road, and it's a private road. Only Timmons own the land north, and the Henrys own the land all the way to Route 30 on the south side. Well, I knew this to be wrong because I've known this land my whole life. They got a rock wall depicting the correct corner here, but let me go over to this right of way. It's 1969. Aiden Henry gave the telephone company a right of way north of the driveway. And then I know from Vince, Henry that is, that the road right away run north of the driveway, so obviously that means it's on the other side of the telephone right away. So I hired Tim Langdon to do a new survey. And then my neighbor gives me a survey done by Cassava in 97. That said, also it was a private private road, but it said two rod right away, and that's completely wrong because I know that's north of it. But it shows clearly the right of way from 1969 that goes all the way to Route 30 for the telephone line. It also shows my northern border line and a wall that Hamiltons who live in this house have removed. This is my northern border. Like I said, this was done by Franklin County Kip Cassava, who's Franklin County Clerk now. It was also conveniently done exactly actually it was 11/12, the end of 96, that the town made my driveway, because this is my driveway, a public road with nobody's permission. So Cassava in 97 could do this bullshit survey stealing my land to the north of my driveway. It's also given me, let's do that a little clearer. Well, I can't really see it that well for some reason. There it is. The Fleuries, Lawrence and Kathy Fleuries, my land south of my driveway all the way up to my driveway. Alright, so let's take a look at this. This is the survey that Bryan Hughes and Kip Cassava did right after Bryan Hughes' 50-plus year friend Paul Cantwell illegally took my driveway for the town of Constable and made it a road so he could do a survey off my driveway instead of a road. Now, like I said, this is done in 1997. Alright, before that, in 92, just Timmons owns north of it. So that was done in 92. Nothing north of the Henry Road and the Henry property but Timmons land. This being so, here's a tax map of 127.75. I had this when I bought the property, when I lived over on Fountain Street. It shows Hamilton's the 1 acre and the 2 acres of Mario Mungin way away from my driveway. North of the telephone right away. Then all of a sudden, now mind you, these were digitized in 2003, and that's when they've been manipulating the map since then. Because this is 127.75 tax map of the same exact date. Now all of a sudden, Mungin's is right near my driveway, and Hamilton's is right near my driveway. Same year, these two pieces of property moved. But tell me this, how is these pieces of property even on a map from 1975? There, that one's 127.75 in a different place, but they're still on the map. Here's another one of 127.75. It's right near my driveway. Well, if the survey was done in 97, how can it be in 75 on the map? It shows clearly that Kip Cassava's bullshit survey has been put on a map from 1975. All the maps from 75. This is another one over there. This one's 123.75. There it is, plain as day. But them weren't done by Kip Cassava, Franklin County Clerk, in different spots. But again, digitized in 2003, so they could manipulate them and lie to us all they want. Speaking of manipulating stuff, look at this is Davenport Drive in front of the Flurries. It shows the border for their property on the other side, way over here. But if you go over to a different map, this is 127.75. You look at the border coming off Davenport, it's straight ahead. They've been changed. They're moving this whole area around, let alone this, where it shows Kip Cassava giving it to the Flurries. The same piece of land the Flurries asked to buy from me. The same piece of land that I caught them red-handed stealing the fence. How is this possible? This showing a river running up a hill. Well, there's no way rivers run up a hill. Then they're trying to say that this Conley Brook is Flurry's northernmost point, because he stole the fence and put it in at an angle to make it look like it was Conley Brook. When clearly it said, when him and his brother, not even his father owned the place, when him and his brother said, at my spring in the middle of the Trout River, everything north, John Flurry sold in 1923. They're manipulating the lines, stealing property, and the town of Franklin, or the county of Franklin, is helping them out. Kip Cassava being the town clerk, and Judge Main being the lawyer at the time of the Flurry sale, who's now retiring, who's now trying to cover his ass from shit he did before he was even judge. On the north, it's Cantwell taking my driveway, making it a public road for his buddy Bryan Hughes to steal 3 acres north of my driveway. And then in 2017, this piece of my property, because remember, in the middle of the Trout River, everything north, that's my piece of property on the other side of Conley Brook too. They sold for the town of Constable to other people. Name escapes me at the moment. A bunch of thieves. It's ridiculous. I've known this land my whole life, and I'm 52. I've showed you these pieces of property of moving on maps that shouldn't even be on any maps from the 70s. I'm going to go back to the surveys because above here is nobody but Timmons in 92, but in 97 this crooked surveys done for these guys to steal my property, and it was by Cassava.